And this account, Ash Robin Collects, he threw up this video this week, which was basically criticizing PSA because they graded this Pokemon card a PSA 10. There's clearly chipping on the back edge of it. It's not a PSA 10. It's probably like an 8. I don't even think you could have a 9 with the amount of chipping on this. And then the next problem is that PSA not only graded this card a PSA 10, but now they are actively selling the card. So now the card went through a PSA grader, mistake in grading, and then it went to a sales division where another person at PSA has listed it and made a mistake.
Well, let me clear things up with this guy because he's probably new to the hobby. He knows what he's talking about. People have been misgrading cards for a long time. Look at the Beckett in the early 2000s. They were just giving away 10s, and people were turning the cards around being like, this card is destroyed, and Beckett was just taking side money. So PSA or BGS or whoever misgrading cards is super normal for the years. That's why they have at NBA. Mike Baker, who's the longest tenured PSA grader ever, will put a stamp on your card, basically grading the eye appeal, which does bring a lot of value. And also, if you have like a black diamond NBA, it probably does more than what a PSA 10 does if it's a PSA 9. And that being said, this card is not PSA's card. This card was graded by PSA, put into their vault, and that guy tried to sell it immediately because he's smart. He knows the card is a piece of shit. No reason intent. Did he backdoor the card and pay a guy some money? Probably. But I couldn't guarantee that. All I'm saying is that as we've preached on this show through the fucking years is that you buy the card and not the grade. Look at the card, make your own opinion. You're a normal person. You should know about cards. You shouldn't just be a guy who just scans it and looks up the comment and be like, it's worth that much money. Use your fucking brain, look at the card, and buy it how you do it accordingly.
I completely agree with that. I also think that 2010, pre-Beckett, listen, there was obviously a period of time where grading started, and I guarantee you they didn't even grade the back of the card. They just look at the front. And then a bunch of collectors go, well, what about the back of the card, right? So after X amount of years, I couldn't tell you that. Some people in the hobby who were around back then collecting can probably tell you the first year that started of the back of cards being graded, right? But now we're in a time where that matters. The back of the card does matter, and this is a problem. And yes, maybe it's not. Maybe it didn't get through the second pass through of PSA. Maybe only the grader messed this up, and then he put it in the vault. Right, and now it's listed under PSA. So now Jeff Wilson is excited because PSA is announcing Repack certification. And obviously, he's excited because he's released his own Repack that is certified through Cards HQ. And by the way, get your money, Jeff. Do your thing. I know Jeff personally. I like the guy. But what I don't like is that PSA is the one certifying these repacks, and we've already just seen now that they're not doing their job. So who's policing PSA when they're not grading cards properly? Who's policing PSA when they're the ones saying, okay, well, these repacks are allowed, but these aren't allowed, right? So listen, I know everybody in the hobby, everybody wants to not be scammed, right? And that should be a standard in this hobby. No one should be scamming anybody. We should be getting scammers out of the industry, right? But at the same time, this doesn't feel right. On the heels of PSA not doing their jobs in terms of grading, now as hobbyists and collectors, we're supposed to go, oh, well, we trust you, PSA, to make sure that all these repacks are certified.
Yeah, this video rubbed me the wrong way because I don't know why Jeff Wilson's pretending like he didn't know this was happening 3 months ago. This was in the Whatnot it's in the Whatnot brain for a long time. They've been auditing companies to drop this for a while. Bleacher, Backyard, Read the Hobby. They've already gone through their audit. Their repack never skipped a beat. Jeff Wilson knew this was happening. So let's not be stupid. Do I have a problem with PSA certified repack? Of course, bro. Like, if you've recently looked, if you grade a card on PSA, they offer you a cash out on the card so they can use on the repack. They're even paying stupid prices for cards just because they know this is going to sell. Should there be moderation on Whatnot? 100%. There's these little scammy kids who are freaking out right now, and they should because they're done making free money off people. But is your PSA repack justified? No, bro, because you got idiots working there. Like, listen, you're looking at the guy who fucking invented repacks. There was no rules back in 2020. We were just wild western cards left and right. So is this a good thing? Yes. Like, Whatnot moderating their platform is good. Is PSA taking over the repack space good? No.
Definitely not.
Either Fanatics. Also, no. They buy cards based off card ladder value. I know this shit. I'm not here scamming people. I'm buying you good cards. And listen, I know
hold on. That gets into my point. Listen, not all repacks are bad.
No.
Right? And also, I think that it's very transparent. If you have a checklist as a buyer, these are all the cards in the set. These are your odds, right? And by the way, when you look at odds from Dappz or Fanatics or Panini, the odds that you have to hit a card, they're not per box. They're per set, right? They're per print run, right? So your odds are horrible. Your odds in repacks are actually way better of hitting than those odds. So listen, if you release a checklist and you're a breaking company or you're a card shop or you're anybody in the hobby, there's plenty of people who do the right thing. They build a set of 1,000 cards. They announce there's a gold kaboom in here, and there's a gold kaboom in there, and that's what you're chasing, right? And that should be allowed, right? There's no reason to take that away. So that's my position on repacks. I don't think they're all bad. You obviously did it for an extended period of time too, and I'm sure you were proud of a lot of the repacks that you built.
I'm super proud of it, and they got ruined by a bunch of people that got greedy. There should be moderation. I appreciate that. Repacks aren't the end of the end because people are going to gamble if they like it or not. I just want you guys, you can do your repack, but then take that card and sell it yourself, grade it yourself, learn about the card. Listen, if it's an introduction to the hobby for you, that's a good thing. But, you know,
when it comes down to it, a repack with a checklist, it's the same as ripping a pack.
It's probably statistically better.
Correct. Your odds are better, most likely, if the repack run is 1 to 100 or 1 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Think about how many packs.
We're not doing cards to make money. Well, at least I am not. This shouldn't be your business. This should be your hobby. You should be doing it for the love of the sport, not just to profit. So if you want a card, go out and get it.
Yes, I agree with you, but I would also say that if that's the case, that doesn't eliminate repacks from you chasing a card. You might love a gold kaboom Steph Curry. And you can get it for 1/30th of the price by hitting in a repack, right? So that's what I would say to the guy who you're talking about who doesn't want to sell the card. This isn't just about making money, right? You rip a card open because there's an adrenaline rush and you're trying to hit a card that you either want to sell for money or that you want to keep for yourself because you love the card. The same experience happens with the repack. As long as you know what you're chasing and you're not being lied to or scammed. Right? So a repack could have a gold Steph Curry, or it could have a downtown LeBron James in it, or it could have a Patrick Mahomes NT at a 99, right? Depending on the level of the repack. And you can buy into that product for 1/50th of what the card's worth. And if that person wins, it's like winning the lottery. By the way, it's the same psychology, it's the same brain trigger as opening a pack of cards and hitting a big card.
You know what the best psychology would be? Going out and buying the card. That would feel better because you're just guaranteed. I'm not a gambler. I'm a very safe, nice Jewish man. I don't gamble. I don't throw my money away. I want to invest.
Ethan, I've seen you rip open packs before.
This is an investment. Listen, when I buy a card, it is not always for resale. It's just a net loss I put against the books because it's my hobby, you know?
Well, listen, I agree with you. If you want a card, go buy the card, right? If you believe in a player, buy that player. Invest in the player. Keep it in your closet. Whether you're a flipper, whether you're a long-term holder, whether you're just a collector and you love to keep cards and never sell them. Like, they'll go up in value if you pick the right guys.
And here's a newsflash for you guys. They don't put good cards in repacks. They put the cards that are floating around the market that they can get.
And by the way, they don't even need to be good cards. Pack Nicholson just paid $12K for the Jay Cutler Prism 101 2012.
Sick.
So some guy probably bought that card for a couple $100 years ago, right? Because it wasn't a good card, it wasn't a good player. It was from an iconic set, but it's Jay Cutler. Who collects Jay Cutler? Guess what? Pack Nicholson collects Jay Cutler.